Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. No, it's not another Ford Escort that I got myself. I just parked it in a very dusty area. So it is the same as you saw before. I was almost tempted to make another barn find video because it looks... Maybe I should try selling this dust because it's really... Anyway, I don't really have any plans for this in terms of what to use it for. But I think it could be cool to just fix it up and having it ready on the go if I need it. I got a couple of things that I think that I could use this car for. One thing is winter car next to winter. That could be maybe an opportunity because it is kind of sacrificial. But I don't think that is going to be the case. Another thing is to try to sell it and flip it for some cash. That was the original plan when I bought this. But to be honest, I think I will struggle to even keep my money back on it. I could be mistaken, but I think that will be a struggle. Another thing would be to use it as a loaner car because, as some of you might know, I've started doing paid work on other cars than my own. Sometimes people get here with their own driving projects and wants me to take a look at something, which is really cool, a lot of fun, and will help pay the bills, I hope. And I really live far away from anything. So when people come here and drop off their cars, they will have to be followed by someone who can pick them up and drive them home, or I will have to drive them to the local city where there is a bus and all that. It could be pretty cool to just have a car that was possible to loan. Maybe that's going to be the plan. Yeah, I just don't know, but it's here. I don't think it needs a lot of work to be MOT'd. What I know needs to be done is the new cam belt. Well, actually, it doesn't need to be done because it's not snapped, but... So I would like to do that. Oil change, coolant change. It got broken springs on the front, I think on both sides. It needs new brake lines, maybe also the hard lines, I don't know. And some other small stuff. Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be a big project, but it would be nice to just get what needs to be done. Let's get to work. Today I will lift it up, take the wheels off, take the front suspension off in both sides because I need to change the springs. That will make it easier to access the engine when I change the cam belt. So I'm going to start by disassembling the front end and also get all the stuff inside of the car out to figure out what I need and what I don't need and what can be thrown to the dump. And yeah, you know, I got a new set of tires that should be okay for an MOT. The ones that are on it is not that good. So let's get to work. I'm going to start by loosening all the wheel bolts all around. Wow, these are tight. If I'm going to take this entire assembly off, I should have removed this before lifting the car up, but hopefully I can just do it with my power tool. Otherwise it will spin, of course. The reason why I want to take that off is because we need to do something about this problem. It's the same on both sides. I could actually take it apart back there also, so I haven't really decided how I'm gonna go about this problem. But of course I would need to take the McPherson assembly up there out. Either take everything out or only that out. It's the same on this side. Then I have taken out all the stuff in the rear of the car for the first time, so that was a bit exciting. The two black boxes are new coil springs, but over here is actually a set of old coil springs, McPherson, the entire assembly actually. So I could also just swap that. I am opting to just change the springs because these, even though they are not snapped, are also rusty. And considering the fact that both have snapped on my car on the front end, I think it's a weakness, so I don't really want to put in the used ones, to be honest. The ones that I got is the cheapest of the cheap, but it will be good enough, I hope. Then I also got a set of brake discs down there. I also got a set of brake discs up there. The car only needs 2, so it's just a double. I think maybe one of them is slightly... I haven't checked if it's the same size or anything, but hopefully it will fit the car. Then we got some brake lines and some brake pads. Then a lot of plastic bits. It is slightly worrying me why all this has been taken out. A lot of wiring is messed with in the car. So I presume that something is not working. I just don't know what and why it's taken apart. Then there's all this spare parts. Someone had a hard time at the breaker yard. A set of tires that is better conditioned than the ones that are on the car. And I actually forgot. Steering rack. The one in the car is not broken or anything, but it is leaking. So the guy I bought it from just got another one of these because maybe it would be easier to just swap. I hope to do something else about that leak because it seems really difficult to get at it and take it out. I mean, because it's bolted to the subframe and there's an engine in the way and all that. So hopefully, I don't even know how bad the leak is, but I will investigate that later on. First thing, I will just get the other stuff done. And then at first glance at the car, it seems to be leaking at this area. So maybe a seal in there. Maybe I can get to that without taking the steering rack out. That would be nice. This means now that the car is empty for the first time. And it looks rather nice in here. Nice jack. I'm used to stuff like this being completely rotten. Because my cars are normally way older than this. I wonder if there is a spare tire. Yeah, there's a spare tire. And it's holding air. Let's just take it out to check that floor pan because as a lot of you know, these cars were known to rust really badly. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was worse than anything else, but it seems to be. Well, at least in this area it's nice. I think this is the cleanest spare wheel well that I have in any of my cars. This is immaculate actually. But also rust prohibitor is all the way in here. Let's try to take out some of this insulation. Now it's also looking rather nice in here. I think it's a pretty good example when it comes to rust in the bottom end of the car at least. But I have noticed some areas that are less than ideal and very annoying places. I hope it's not too bad because I'm not going to be able to do much about it other than treat it and protect it. I'm not going to start taking the window out and stuff like that. It's not worth it, unfortunately. But other than that, it's really looking nice in here. Let's check the seats. Oh, maybe a bit of grease is needed in here. But it looks to be in good condition in there. Let's check the seat. I really hope they are nice seats. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. And also, what is going on here? Whoa. That was a surprise. So something has been wrong with the fuel sensor or fuel pump. And it seems as though that Ford didn't leave a inspection hole. So someone just wrecked it. Wow, this is a really terrible job. I don't really know what to think. or do about this, because this is just messy like, wow. Wow, what a messy job. Well, I can't see that I can do much else than just bend it in to at least get the seats down and check that. Seriously, this is a bit, this is really weird. Someone really didn't want to drop the tank for this. Well, I don't know. I really don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Most likely not a lot. I'm not gonna start welding up that stuff. That would be, well, who knows? Now it's gone. I fixed it. Let's check the seats. This looks rather nice. It's going to clean up pretty well. It's going to be a fine, after a bit of cleaning, fine little 90s classic car. Anyway, what a surprise with that fuel tank thing. Now it looks like a car inside. That's really nice. And all the stuff is out of there. I have decided not to remove the entire assembly because it's really not necessary, I hope, because I can just remove the strut tower and the coil spring and all that by loosening up this part of it and disassembling the bracket that holds on the anti-roll bar drop link. So I hope to be able to do that. Let's try. It really looks like something that is not going to come apart, but actually it comes apart pretty nicely. Have to remember that this car is not that old and the mileage is kind of low. Yeah, the car is really old, but not in my book, you know. But this came out pretty easily, or loosened up pretty easily. I was expecting it to fight a bit, but it didn't. Oh, look at the hardware. Could this be the first time this comes apart? I think so. There we go. Next up, it's this bugger down here. There we go. So the assembly is still attached to the car up there, but now it should be possible to split it here because it's no longer attached to the bracket that holds that anti-roll bar, and this clamping bolt is out. So a whack with a hammer here could make it come loose. Let's try. Oh yeah, very easy. There we go. Then we need to loosen up that, and it should come down. Never undo this. Not until you've got a clamp on the spring at least. That's holding the spring tension. Whoop! Take a look at this, the blue paint. This is the first time this came apart. I also want to take off the caliper because that will make it a bit easier to service. In this instance, because I'm going to change the brake line anyway. And then on with the clamp. This brake line is going to be, or hose is going to be changed. I'm just going to cut it for now. Like that. And then I think I can just take the caliper off, but with the help of this. There we go. The last thing I want to take off is the brake disc itself. It's held on with a little locking thingy down here. There we go. Pretty rusty, eh? Could have cleaned up, but I got a new set. So I did exactly the same on the other side. And now I got both of the McPherson struts out of the car, getting ready to fix that. But the next thing I will do is actually to fire it up, because I want to get all that old oil out of it. So I would like to get some heat into the sump by running it for a bit, and then I'm going to drain it. And after that start disassembling, because I'm also going to change that cam belt, remember. I'm going to fire it up, and I want you to take a listen to the engine, because it's bone cold now. It's been standing in here all day. When I started it up the other day, it was just a pistol shot when you started, and it's just running so nicely. It's the magic of the late 90s injection cars. They're just really running well, even though they have been parked for long times and all that. Yeah, maybe it's just because I'm so used to carbs, but yeah, take a listen to it. Oh, it's beginning to run now. It started coming out in lumps. Now it is coming out okay. So, but it's about time to change this oil. I also want to drain out the coolant, because I want to change it, and because I'm going to change the water pump, so it will come out no matter what. It's green, but it's almost turning black when it's dense. That went pretty well. Normally I spill a lot when I do stuff like this. But this will be all for this video. This was part 1 of the Escort rescue mission. And I don't know how many parts will be. But tomorrow, hopefully, who knows, we'll see. But tomorrow I will continue on the springs. Most likely the cam belt and oil and so on. So yeah, thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.